Hello kids, today I have brought another new story of ants. Some ants are shown at the beginning of the movie. They are moving with a variety of their food to their nest. Because winter is going to start further, this food will be the requirement of them. These all ants were moving to their nest in a queue. In the meantime, a child falls on them. His name is Lucas. He is innocent looking, and he has worn the spectacles. All ants begin to flee as being afraid from him, as he may not crush us under his foot. If it is cast a glance on this kid's life, then all take the advantage of his innocence. There are some classmates who always bully him. At this time, they had pushed him down, that he fell on the ants. After this, all these kids leave this place. But Lucas is in full rage. He is unable to show his fury on these kids. So he thinks that why does he not enrage on these ants? Because they are smaller in size than me and I may command on them. It means that I can show the authority of mine as being elder. I can kill them. Then he begins to spray the water on them, holding his water gun. All ants are confused and begin to flee here and there. There is also a couple among those ants. Female ant begins to say, "Lucas, look child. We did not wrong with you. So why are you wronging with us? Why are you demolishing our house?" But Lucas was not understanding their language. Lucas destroys the house of those kids. Before this, he might place his foot on those ants. His mother calls him, "Lucas, come inside the house." Lucas has to move inside. His parents tell him that, "We are leaving for vacation, and your sister will be with you." Lucas becomes so furious, hearing this because he did not want live alone. He starts to misbehave with his mother. After this, the inner side of Ant's house is seen. That ant couple are communicating with each other here. Male ant is seen here who is praying as such, that he is experimenting as such through which he will possess such powers, that he will be able to alternate the size of any human. And this male ant wants that he may occupy the food of humans after reducing them in size. Then his same wife female ant approaches there, who had forbidden Lucas to destroy their house. She begins to say to him, "Coming there, look. It is wrong to battle with human beings." Then Ant's captain also arrives there, who says to them, "Keep quiet both of you. Our food is facing shortage. We will have to fight with humans to get our food." Male ant agrees with him and his wife female ant says, "No, we should find the remedy of everything. Human beings are not bad. If we talk them politely, then they will comprehend." Then that day approaches, when Lucas's parents are leaving for the vacation. Lucas is standing there sorrowful, then he checks that there are the same threatening kids before him, who start teasing him even at this place. Those kids throw a toy bomb towards him with the aim to irritate him. Being afraid from this, he falls down. And some ants begin to creep on his hand. He is filled with rage and he takes the revenge from those tiny ants. And he starts to pour the water on them with the water pipe. This water starts to enter their house. It is seen there is created a trouble in the house of the ants. Water has flooded there and some ants had also been drowned there. Now the same ant couple come outside and the captain of ants is also with them. At this time, they decide that Lucas is teasing them, so he should also be teased. He should be taught a lesson. Now their experiment had succeeded, so they come to Lucas's room sneakingly. Lucas is sleeping, so that serum created by them, they pour this in his ear hole. Lucas observes as he wakes up that he has reduced in size and his bedsheet is looking as such, as it is a desert. And the objects are so giant in his surrounding, as these will be looked at by an ant. Lucas is frustrated, seeing this. But he does not get a chance to pick a single point. And all ants take him with them while lifting him. Meanwhile, Lucas's grandmother approaches there. She was sensing as something is wrong there. She had come here with her torch and binocular. She gets to know as she glimpses on the ground, that he is Lucas, my grandson. She loses her consciousness as being upset by this. Now, Lucas is carried into the house of the ants here. And the captain of the ants is in front of them, who begin to communicate all ants. He is the rival who has destroyed our house. And he has also killed some of our ants. There are still some ants who are in critical condition till now. What punishment does he give? He calls the queen at the front to ask this. Now that queen begins to address Lucas, coming at the front. It is your punishment that you may live with us. Like an ant. You will be taught all the skills what the ants act. The male ant begin to say this between that couple. How? How will he learn our way of living? He is a rival. Who knows that he may destroy us again? Then his wife speaks at the backside. Stop. I will teach him. I am sure that he will soon become our friend. Next day, it is observed that Lucas is so worried. And he wants to escape from here, using the different ways. Then he tries again to escape from here. Then the female ant sees him who is human lover. And she begins to explain, Lucas, with love. Look. You cannot move away until you are allowed by the queen. I will teach you everything. Have patience. Then that female ant brings him to a group. This is the group of blue ants. Their task was to collect the food. In the same way, all other ants had also been grouped. It means there was separate task for each group of ants. Now, Lucas goes to collect the food with that group. But he is getting difficulty to carry it out because it is the first day of his training. And he never collected the food, getting together with the ants. Group's head becomes so enraged with him. This group comes at the end among the made groups of ants. Because he was not able to collect the food too much. Lucas also was so worried because of all these actions. And he becomes angry with that female ant where you entrapped me. That female ant begins to explain him, look. You are an ant at this time. You will have to think like an ant. Don't be foolish ant. Then, Lucas begins to say her on this, yes. I can show after being a wise ant. Just wait and watch. As they move ahead, they observe that swarm of insects have attacked their colony. Then female ant immediately hides Lucas in the grass, making him run with her. An insect observes Lucas and proceeds to him. Then that insect's stinger is trapped in that toy bomb. It was not activated before, but this bomb is exploded because of this insect's stinger. As a result, that insect comes to its end. And its other insect partners run away, observing all. Then all ants appear there and they gratify him while bending themselves. Thanks, Lucas. You rescued us. Then that male ant comes there and says, no. He did not rescue us. It will be coincidental. He is not too good. He just wants to destroy us. The night falls and there is time of their dinner. Now a green jelly is presented to them, which is eaten with fondness by Lucas. And he eats a lot. Later, he comes to know that it was the feces of a beetle. Knowing this, he begins to feel so disturbed. Then female ant serves him a healthy food. It is blue jelly which was edible. Lucas feels better after taking this. After this, all ants lead Lucas to show their colony. They begin to show him their queen's photo and also their rival. He is that person who destroys these ants while spraying a chemical. So the fields may be protected. Lucas also knew that man. Then he thinks that he will have to rescue that man. He says to the ants, do you know that there are many tasty foods at my home? There are some beans which will surely be liked by all of you. It is the plan of Lucas that he may go to his house in some way. And he may also inform that man who sprays while contacting him. Because ants were thinking to assault him. They all go to Lucas's house and he begins to observe his house keenly. Now ants begin to pick those jelly beans. Meanwhile, Lucas's sister is going to kill that ant. But her grandmother stops her hand, coming there. And she says, don't do so. Then he also sees some ants moving into the sink drain. She says, turning to sink drain, leave my grandson, Lucas. Due to this, her false teeth falls into the sink drain. Then it is seen that night has fallen. And Lucas is seen sad because same male ant had come to him. And he had told Lucas, you cannot be like the human being as you were before. Your size will remain same and it is your punishment. when Lucas was sitting sad near the pond. Then a big frog appears from there which attacks Lucas. It eats it while jumping on him. That ant couple had also witnessed this. And that female ant begins to shout, "Lucas, we will rescue you." Now that female ant begins to say the male ant, "Do something. You know to make many type of the serums. Bring Lucas out of the stomach of that frog." Male ant confronts that frog and says to it that, "Engulf me." Frog also eats him. When he checks, moving inside, there are also other insects with Lucas. That male ant pours a serum in the stomach of that frog. Consequently, that frog vomits. All insects and Lucas fall down, coming outside. Coming outside, Lucas says thanks to that male ant. Then male ant knows that Lucas is not bad at all. Then they begin to become friend. Lucas says to the male ant one more thing, "Can you all forgive me? I did not know that ants had also feelings. I thought that you are little so you will be apathetic. I knew when I reduced my size that life and feelings are equal for everyone. We feel pain and you also. I apologize to pour water on you." That male ant forgives him and falls asleep. Next morning, when all ants wake up, then there is a danger before him. It means, the same spray man. He was going to kill all insects while spraying the chemical. Lucas had also understood that ants' lives are at risk. He tries to stop him. Now all ants decide this. Why may he not give this serum? Lucas also suggests the same. Yes. Give him that serum and reduce his size like me. But male ant says here, he is taller and in standing position. He will remove us from his body as we creep on him. How will we pour the serum in him? Now, Lucas says to them here, "I have an idea." He goes to those flying insects, taking the male ant with him, which had been defeated by Lucas. He says to them, going there, "Look. Our aim was not this to scare you away or kill. You were attacking us. So we just made efforts in our self-defense after being afraid. And we protect ourselves." Then they begin to ask help from these insects. But those flying insects are very temperamental and say, "No. We will not help you at all." Then an insect comes there which was badly wounded. Someone had sprayed a toxic chemical on it so its eyes were not seeing. Then, Lucas helps him. All flying insects get ready to help them, seeing this. Now, Lucas and that male ant try to pour that serum into the ear of Sprayman. But that man had set the hands free in his ears. Due to this, that serum is not be poured into his ears. Moreover, he pushes them away with his hands. After this, Lucas is fallen into his dirty hair. There are many lice in his hair which run to victimize Lucas. But Lucas falls down and he hangs with the hair of that man's nose. That man sneezes and Lucas falls on the ground forcefully. Lucas observes that man has started to spray. So insects are being bruised. Then he witnesses that female ant, which loves him a lot. She is also pressed under a wounded insect. Lucas rescues the life of that ant while picking that insect up. And he also takes that insect at a secure place. Meanwhile, some bugs attack that man. He kneels down. Taking the chance of it, those insects pour that serum into him. After this, his size is reduced. Now that man runs away because the swarm of insects were after him. Ants are very excited because of Lucas and brings him to the queen. Look, how good he has performed. Queen also becomes so happy on him and says to him that Lucas is not a ruiner but a savior. Now he is allowed to restore his size, taking the serum. Now he is given the same serum through which he will restore his size. All ants say to him, "Lucas, we will miss you. Make visit here sometimes. Don't forget to serve us those jellies. They were so tasty." Now, Lucas moves outside and maintains his size after taking the serum. In the meantime, his parents are also approached. He embraces his mother as he casts a glance at her. After a while, those kids are also come there who are going to tease Lucas while bullying. At the same time, Lucas recalls the words of that female ant. Everyone understands if he is treated politely. Now he explains to them politely. Behold, there will be no advantage of the fight. Let's play together. Then those kids are very inspired from him. Now they all are befriended and begin to play together. Now, Lucas throws those jelly beans there while moving there. Which are the favorite of the ants? Ants become so excited, seeing this. Because the food had become too much for them. And they say goodbye to Lucas. And Lucas also goes for playing. The movie completes on this scene. Thanks for watching.